Hey guys, this is Pat Jenkins of On the Hill Media and voice of Fayetteville High Bulldogs Athletics. Make sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel that's On the Hill Media. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. As we say, let's get it. And welcome in here live to C-Max Southern Kitchen here at 2190 MLK Boulevard. It's another edition of the KC Dix Show as the Bulldogs celebrate yet another conference win, 41-38 over Rogers at Mountie Stadium, or I should say Whitney Smith Stadium is what I should say. But, Coach, talk about that game. Pretty close.
Yeah, it was, and I think, number one, we need to give those guys in Rogers credit. They're coached by a great coach, and their kids do an outstanding job of fundamentally coming out and executing a game plan. So give credit to those. I thought one thing again. I thought our kids did is they played with a lot of resolve.
Right.
Played in a little bit of adversity, and we came out in the second half and really found ourselves. And that's what I told our guys on defense is, if you play like that the first half, they scored and we held them to 10 points in the second half and played a lot better, a lot crisper, and a lot of those things were 100% things that we can control. And that's what I told them at halftime was, there's no secret medicine to what we're doing. We got to fix what we're doing, do it better. And just be a little more secure in a couple of things that they were presenting us. And we were able to tighten that up in the second half. Thought we made some big plays. Obviously, we had to make some big plays. There were several of them in that second half. But just the way we finished the game with Garrett and obviously Charlie catching that pass at the end 2 years in a row. So we were obviously, excited to walk away with a win, not happy with the way that it looked. But glad to get a W in that left-hand side of the column.
The big three, Delamar, Taylor, and as you say, Mr. Graves, finally got loose. I think that's something most teams have been trying to take away. How exciting is it to see it now starting to come out with the guys that's, Coach, been there, done that at this level?
It takes a little bit of time. As I told people looking into this year, we're not going to be the team that we were last year. And I told our kids that, from day one. So I think, it takes some time for all the continuity and all those things to really blend together. And usually halfway mark in the season is when, all of that whole thing really starts to take shape just because it takes reps and it takes time for those guys to really start playing and knowing what each other's thinking. So, I think Jason had 130 or 140 yards. So did, Tavion had somewhere close to that. And then, those other guys were obviously trickled in there. And just really proud of the way that all those guys stepped up. And I think, again, you see a bunch of, some unselfish football. And then when, the thing about Katavian and Jason is if you get the ball in their hands, they're going to do something special just because of the athletic ability and the speed that they have, but also the way that they play the game.
One of the things I want to talk about, that I thought was pretty special is Coach V was able to come back and be a part of, the game plan and game call. I think he said he got there just maybe 30 minutes or so right before
the bus left.
Yeah. How big was that, Coach, for him to show up? How does that help your offense when they see their coach having to go through what he's going through, but still yet, he's right there for them?
The first thing is we wanted him to take care of his family. And that's not something that we just preach. That's something that obviously we all relayed to him. Obviously we want him back, but we also want to make sure that things, on his side are squared away or taken away. And he felt like they were in a good enough place to where he could come to the game and be there. And obviously when you have him there, it just gives us another guy that really understands, what to look for, how to go attack it and do some things. And, he's been on the sideline for 30, 40 years now. So he's, seen a lot of football, done a lot of football, called a lot of big games. So it was a pleasure to get him back. Two
guys I want to talk about that'll be joining the show. First, senior running back Christian Battles. How have you seen his game grow? You had to face him 2 years, and now he's on your side of the football. And then the second guy, Arkansas junior commit Kyndrick Williams. Talk about those two and how much of an additions they've been.
I think when you look at Christian, what I think he's done a good job of this year is being really physical when he's running the ball. There's not a whole lot of people in high school that have a 215-pound running back that really can move like he does. But he also, has some side-to-side agility about him, and really once he gets going straight downhill, he's pretty fast. But I've been thoroughly pleased with the way that he's picked up things, the way he's gotten better throughout the year. I think his vision has gotten better. He came from an offense to where he was, in the pistol a lot. Now he's kind of offset and doing some different things. We're moving him out of the backfield a little bit. And he's doing a great job with all those things. But I'm really proud of his, just the way he runs the ball. Really physical runner, always finishes downhill. So those are big things. And I think – I think when you look at Kyndrick, he is one that's constantly growing, and that's exciting about that because we're asking him to do, a multitude of things from play not only this side but play this side, but in some coverages you're going to play down, and you're going to play a multitude of coverages, really a multitude of positions, if you will. So he's really got to grow, and he's grown in that area of really having a better understanding of the game, I think. And I think you saw or you're seeing those things steadily get better as the year goes on. So we're obviously his upside is tremendous with him being a junior. I think he has elite ball skills, and I think the fundamental or the IQ of the football game is constantly improving. And then just you throw in his overall athletic ability, he is one that is awesome to watch and just has that big play charisma, brewing at every time.
Another junior I want to talk about, guy that I'm glad to see he's back out in the backfield, Caleb Johnson. I mean, was out early with the concussion in that Cabot game, but since then just seems to be the old CJ that we're used to seeing. Talk about him.
He's the one you just kind of hold your breath when he touches the ball because Christian has good vision. I think Caleb has elite vision, and I'll even throw the word in feel, just by making a sudden, subtle movement that may get you an extra 5 or 6 yards. But then, he's so low to the ground and does a really outstanding job of being a powerful runner for his size. And he probably has some of the best hands on the team. We could probably split him out at receiver and, move him out there and allow him to do a lot of things. And he's one that his role is constantly growing. Now we got both those guys in the backfield and ask him to do different things. So that role, again, is evolving and growing. And we're very fortunate to have two of them that can go back there and do certain things that we ask them to do and really grow it. I think that's the big word that, at this point in time of the year that it's kind of endless what we kind of want to do with that at this time.
You got Northside coming in for yet another conference tilt on your home field. What are some of the things that you guys are going to be working on both offensively and defensively heading into that game on Friday night?
I think up front, when you look at us last week, just reassuring and getting some of those looks that Rogers gave us, getting those shirt up to make sure that we're better because of that. I think some of the things that Rogers gave us will make us better. We hadn't seen those in 2 years. They kind of went back to the game plan they gave us 2 years ago, and so we'll get those things corrected going forward. Northside's a team that's got a lot of athletic ability. Everybody knows that.
Good point.
They're really, really explosive. They're going to present a different, front than Rogers will, but also a different back end. And on offense, they've got one of the best playmakers, I think, probably in our conference, in our state, in Massey, and what he presents and how they move him around and how they get him the ball will probably look a little bit different as well. But, overall coached by a great coach that is knowledgeable, obviously, in the game of football, been very successful, and so we'll just have to get lined up and go play the game for sure.
Real quick, Coach, I'd be remiss if I don't mention this guy, Grayson Jerry. I mean, came in Friday night. I thought Regan, the quarterback, was kind of doing a few things, but once you guys put number 14 and kind of spied him, the junior just showed up.
I think when you look at every game, there's a guy or a moment or the start of a half that really defines how that later part or how that moment's going to go. And Grayson was that guy for us in the second half that really got in there and really gave us a spark that we were looking for. I think two guys on defense that when they go in there at any time, they provide a lot of sparks and a lot of energy, and that's Will Price and Grayson Jerry. Just because that's the energy, that's them every day. They both are high energy guys. That when channeled the right way, they're unbelievable football players, and that's not a knock on them. That's just making them be able to do that snap in, snap out, and really growing and maturing and understanding how to push that in the direction that it needs to go to. And when it's done, they're unbelievable football players. So I think when Grayson went in there, he was able to go in and play with high energy. He was able to go in and play with high IQ assignment football that led him to go make a bunch of plays that really – in the long run, put us in a situation to go have some success in the second half.
When you talk about long run, Casey, just over the course of this year with the way you guys have had to win, start off weather issues, then you go on the road at Broken Arrow and you have to come back down, I believe, 16-0. Then there's that off week, Texarkana, you lose a tough one. Bentonville West seems like you guys came on, and then another tough one. I mean, are you liking kind of the way this team is having to continue to win?
No, we are. I think we're growing. I think that's the biggest thing. I think, we got a lot of speed at linebacker. We're trying to figure out, okay, how do we get all those guys on the field and packages or whatever at the same time to where we can present a different looks. And you talk about 2 running backs. Okay, how can we continue to grow that, but yet in a different picture with a Ty, with a Jason, with a Charlie, with a Katavion. So again, I think it's growing. I think we're getting, better and better as
Right.
as the week goes on. Do I think we've played our best football yet? No, I don't, because I still think we're really kind of figuring out I know who we want to be, but I think, the best personnel in some certain situations, I guess is a better way to put it, as how we want to be in those certain situations, those true, defining moments or football situations that we need to get better at and improve. I think those are still growing, which is a good thing at this point in time.
Well, we're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back with more of the KC Dick Show. We're live here at CMAX on the Hill Media TV. Hey, guys, this is Pat Jenkins of On the Hill Media and voice of Fayetteville High Bulldogs Athletics. Make sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's On the Hill Media. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. As we say, let's get it. Live at CMAX Southern Kitchen here at 2190 MLK Boulevard. It's the KC Dick Show, and I'm joined here now by senior running back Christian Battles. What's up, CB?
How's it going, man?
CB, your senior year, talk about just how comfortable you're feeling right now. It just seems like you're in a zone. Talk about your development.
I like to stay pretty comfortable. Just show up, relax, do what I do. I think I improve the most and grow the most when I'm just relaxed. Not trying to overdo anything, just, staying in that flow state.
Now, what went into your decision to move from the other school to Fayetteville? I got a chance to watch you and thought you were, been a very impactful running back, but what went into making that decision to come just down the street and play for Fayetteville?
Well, there's actually a lot that plays into it, One, this was actually my growth town. This was where I was born, so it's kind of perfect. I love the football program here. My stepdad played football for the Razorbacks. I love the Razorbacks. I love this area. I just saw it as a great opportunity, great football team, great coaching, and I just thought it was a great opportunity to come play football.
What makes things so different at Fayetteville?
Just the coaching, the environment. I feel like it's just night and day to where I was at, which was Bentonville. I think everything's just different here. I think everything's a lot more positivity around me. Great fan base, great students, a lot of positivity.
With this team coming in, defending state champs, having gone 13-0, I know there was a lot of pressure on you guys as a senior class to maybe be perfect. How much do you think that real close loss to Texas High benefited you guys for the rest of the year?
I think it helped us and hurt us at the same. Actually, I don't think it hurt us. I think it helped us a lot. I think it showed us how good of a team we are competing against a great team like that. And I also think it keeps us hungry and humble at the same time to go against some great competition and it'd be a shootout, but just fall a little bit short, so we could just be even hungrier the next time.
I know you had prepared for that first game. What was that first game like, getting in the bus, heading to Cabot, and actually realizing that you're going to be playing with a lot of guys that you grew up on playing with the Hawks football organization? Talk about how – were you nervous, and what were some of those thoughts before kickoff?
To be honest, it just felt like a normal football game. A little bit different between, who was around me. I was like, man, I really grew up with these guys. So it did feel, very, very interesting. It felt awesome, though. I really enjoyed being there. It felt, like these were my guys, and I loved it.
Now, when you talk about the running backs, you and Caleb make a pretty good 1-2 punch. Talk about that, and then, talk about Coach Kaggs and how special it is to play for a coach like that?
Caleb's a great guy. I actually talked to his mom the other day. He said she reminds us of thunder and lightning, and I thought that was great. I thought that was super great way to respond. Caleb's a great back. I think me and him create a great force behind there in the backfield that I don't think any defense would want to play against, and it's great. And Coach Cal, he's a great running back coach. Love being around the dude. He's always good at keeping us on point
Right.
and handling those little details. So I think Coach Cal is also a great coach as well.
Now, this little belt that you guys have come up called the Let's Get It belt, that's the offensive belt. You came out with it on Friday. I mean, how much do you think this is going to be a motivational thing for the offense and just for the future going forward?
I think it'll be great. I always liked the UFC growing up, so this is kind of even more of a motivator. I love it. I think it's really cool, very unique idea, and I think this will also give us a little drive to earn that Player of the Week. When
you look at Northside defensively and in watching film, what do you guys have to do on the offensive side of the ball at Harmon on Friday night?
Dominate. That's all I can say. I think we should just dominate. They've played some teams that we've played. I think we beat the better teams, but just dominate. That's all I can say.
When I come to the stadium, Christian, on Friday night, if I've never seen number 15 play, I buy popcorn, Coke, go get my ticket, I'm in the stands. What type of football player will I see in Christian Battles for the first, when that ball's kicked off and for the remaining part of the game?
I think you'll see a humble guy that just wants to go out there and score.
That I cannot let you leave without my guy. He wants to know the backflip. Describe that. What was that conversation like with Coach Dick when you had to run over there?
I'll be honest. Sometimes you have impulsive thoughts. Sometimes you have impulsive actions. And I kind of just did it. No thought, no preparation, none of that. I just did that thing, man.
I ain't going to lie. It was good.
I had to pay for it, but don't tell anybody. I think it was a little bit worth it.
When people think of the Fayetteville High offense for 2024, and when they leave the stadium, what's that one word you want them to say about the Bulldogs?
Dogs.
I like it.
Dogs, man. It's already in the name. Dogs.
Hey, that's Christian Battles. Hey, we'll be back with Coach Casey Dick. It's more. We got a lot more to go on the Casey Dick Show. It's On the Hill Media TV. Hey, guys, this is Pat Jenkins of On the Hill Media and voice of Fayetteville High Bulldogs Athletics. Make sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's On the Hill Media. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. As we say, let's get it. Friday night, Coach. How special is it to always, to be back at Harmon Field?
I think it's tremendously special. When one of our goals every year is to go undefeated, and obviously that we'll fall short of that. But just to be out there in front of our community, on a Friday night, a special night against a conference opponent, I think it's one of the best high school football's environment in the state of Arkansas to go play with its unique environment and geographical location next to the University of Arkansas. Just an awesome time for college football and to be a Bulldog.
How the Bulldogs health-wise?
Everybody's good. I think just minus the common allergies and everything that are rolling around everybody right now, I think everybody's ready to roll.
Well, Coach, Coach is going to have to step out. He's got some administrative things. But, hey, we're going to be right back with our other player feature, Kyndrick Williams. You're watching the Casey Dick Show on the Hill Media TV. Hey, guys, this is Pat Jenkins of On the Hill Media and voice of Fayetteville High Bulldogs Athletics. Make sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's On the Hill Media. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. As we say, let's get it. And welcome back in here live at CMAC Southern Kitchen, located at 2190 MLK Boulevard. It's the KC Dick Show, and I'm joined now by Arkansas commit and junior cornerback for the Fayetteville Bulldogs, Kyndrick Williams. K-Will, what's up?
What's up, man? How's it going?
How has it been, transition so far, going from the black and gold to the purple and white?
It's been a lot better, just learning more football rather than just lifting weights and doing all that. Nothing personal. It's just coaches have been a lot better, and, yeah, environment's good too. So
I've had a chance to watch you, Kyndrick, growing up. I mean, I always played up against older kids, football, basketball. How much do you think that helped you with, developing so much more faster than, say, kids your own age?
yeah, definitely on the competitive side, because of my older brother Javen, I've always been playing with him and just trying to beat him and everything he did. So I think, yeah, it helped me a lot for sure.
See, people don't realize I used to watch this little kid run up and down the court with kids 2 and 3 years older, and he was always a standout, was Kyndrick. What went into, that decision, truly? I know you went – and I'm just going to say whatever happened, it was pitiful. I'll say it publicly. I didn't like it, thought it was – but we won't go there. But, what went on to making the final decision to coming to Fayetteville? I know it had to be tough because, you grew up with some of those kids.
Yeah. Really just I wanted better for myself, and I wanted to learn more ball, and I wanted to just be a better player, and I felt like I was just kind of stuck. And we got a new coach over there, a new safety coach, which I liked the other one, and it was a lot going on, a lot of people leaving, and I just wanted to do better for myself. So yeah.
Now comes Coach D. Britt and Coach Davis. I mean, talk about what it's like to be coach with Coach Britt, who I think is probably the best secondary coach in the state. I mean, what's that like to be coached by Coach?
Really, like I said, just learning a lot more ball, like X's and O's, all of that stuff. Like, it's just been a lot. I've learned so much rather than just lifting weights. I actually learned football, so it's definitely helping me prepare for college and get ready for that level. So yeah.
Fayetteville lost a lot in the secondary. I think 4 seniors, all conference, all state guys. Yep. They bring in this young secondary, which I think is fabulous. Yourself, Brody Jones, you've got Kenyon, you got Cole, Charlie. Talk about that group. Describe that secondary and what you guys bring each and every Friday night.
Yeah. Being in this group is definitely a blessing because I know these guys, they come out there and work hard every day. And, like, Brody, I know he helps me he competes with me in practice, and we make each other better. Mathis, Cole, Kenyon, Charlie, they're all just hard workers, and they're going to do the right thing and just be good teammates. So, yeah.
Friday night, and just the entire season, Kyndrick, the defense, you guys offensively, I mean, you're having to really win different ways. I mean, how much better do you think you guys are gaining confidence-wise by having to go through the season as you guys have?
Really just playing Texas, I think, helped us to know what type of team we can be and what type of team we should be. So, I mean, really just I think we're figuring it out. I think we're going to be good. So, yeah.
Mama J and Pops, 2 real big influences in your life. Talk about how big it is. And, your brother, Javen, because like you said, you guys are always in that competition. Yeah. How supportive is it to have a family like that and a brother that just pushed you the way that he did?
Yeah. It's cool, they really are like why they're the reasons I'm here and where I'm at right now. Just always motivating me to be better. My mom always helping me get up earlier on, helping me get up and just make sure I'm on time to practice, make sure I eat. My dad always making sure I'm working hard, doing the things I should do in the classroom and all the above. So yeah, it's good. It's cool.
I'm gonna ask you the same question. In the bus, heading to Cabot. First game as a Bulldog. I mean, what were some of the thoughts going through your mind before kickoff?
Nothing crazy. It was just like I knew I was playing the same game I've been playing, so it was cool. I felt good wearing like the state champs across my chest, like the Fayetteville Bulldogs. So it felt good. Yeah, I was ready. I was excited.
That first home game, what was that like against Texas High as a Bulldog?
Man, that was crazy. I didn't expect the environment to be like it was, like just going out there and seeing the stands packed. It was cool, yeah.
Kyndrick, when you guys look at Northside coming in here on Friday, what do you guys see from a defensive standpoint that you guys will have to do to stay undefeated in conference?
Yeah, really stop their one player, number one, and then play the run really well and just no big plays. Don't let them get big plays, and we'll be good. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people watching this show, we're talking with Kyndrick Williams. Kyndrick is an Arkansas commit. I think he did it a few weeks back. And what went into, deciding so early that you want to be a Razorback?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big thing for me because I had a lot of interest from multiple schools, a lot of schools talking to me. And it was kind of hard to just make that decision early, but I knew what I wanted to do. And really, Coach T. Will and Coach Woodson, they were, great guys. I spent a lot of time over there talking to them, really good guys. And obviously, they're doing their thing with the defense, so I think it's going to be a good, competitive class, and I'm excited about it.
I want you to pick up that new defensive belt that you guys came up with. It's the Let's Get It defensive belt. When this belt goes forward, Kyndrick, and even throughout the season, how much motivation you think that this belt is going to have and create for the future of Fayetteville football?
Yeah, really, I know we're all competitive, and we like to beat each other out on certain things and just all the above. So I think having this in the game and being able to hold it when you come off the field or whatever, I think it's important because not only are we competing in practice, but now we can compete in games with each other. And I think it's special to recognize who's making the big plays and who's doing their thing. So, yeah.
Those guys up front, the linebackers, Tidwell, Slankert, Robley, Horton. Talk about those guys. And then Big J.O. When you got seniors in front of you like that, that's played so much football and had so much success, how easy is it for guys in the secondary to move around like y'all do?
Yeah. It's definitely important. That's another reason I came here is because the front is just so good, putting pressure on the quarterback. J.O. doing his thing, Daxton doing his thing, Rhett doing his thing, Reed doing his thing. They're all just, really, really talented players, and they make it easy for us for sure. Yeah.
When people come and watch Kyndrick Williams, number 8, play the game of football on Friday night, what type of player will they see in K. Will for 4 quarters once that ball's kicked off?
I try not to talk too much, but
really?
I'm really gonna go out there. I'm really gonna go out there and I'm gonna be a dog. I'm gonna say what I have to. I'm gonna have energy, and I'm also gonna be a leader for my teammates and pick them up, regardless of how they're playing or what they're doing out there. So, yeah, really just a dog.
When people think of the 2024 Fayetteville Bulldog defense, Kyndrick, can they come and watch you guys on Friday nights, or they watch you through our stream on the Hill Media or whatever outlet it may be? What's that one word you want them to say when that game is over?
That's a good one. Really just relentless and, tough, because we are some tough guys. We go out there and just battle to the very last second. So, yeah.
Well, I want you to look at the camera as we're going to close out our show with Mr. Kyndrick Williams telling you people why you should come out to Harmon Field this Friday night and watch Fayetteville versus the Northside Grizzlies.
Man, we're going to go out there. We're going to do our thing, and it's going to be fun to watch. So, yeah.
You heard it from number 8. We want to thank Kyndrick. We also want to thank Christian Battles and Coach Casey Dick. We want to thank our producer, Demetrius Johnson. We want to thank C-Max, Lindsay & Associates, and First Choice Protection Systems for bringing this possible. Hey, we're going to get out of here, and we'll see you Friday night. If you want to tune in, pregame at 6:15, followed by kickoff. Kyndrick and those dogs will be ready to bark.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to want to be there to watch it.
Yes,
it's
sir.
On the Hill, live from C-Max Southern Kitchen on the Hill Media TV. And you know my last words. Let's get it.